Hello everyone. Welcome to another episode. My name is Anton Babenka, and today we're gonna to do something with Terraform AWS Modules. So, it was pretty interesting week. Some things were announced and some new cool things being discussed. I will talk about this in a bit, and then after that I will start, not start, but continue fixing infinite list of issues, which is growing pretty steadily because people use modules, and that's good. So if you have any specific issue with Terraform AWS module which you want me to look into during today's episode, feel free to drop comment and I will make sure to take a look into that one, because the issues which I prepared for today are mostly inside of Lambda module. So if you don't care about serverless or Lambda, it may be not so much relevant for you. But nevertheless, let's get started. And if you see something interesting or something unfamiliar to you, please let me know. Okay, let's move on. So the sponsor of this episode is again M0. They are hiring people. To be honest, I don't know if they're hiring people worldwide or you have to be located in Israel. Nevertheless, they are working with, you can understand that they're using serverless as well as Terraform, AWS. And if you are interested in that, please reach out to them. You can go to m0.com/careers, or you can go to m0.com/Anton. Well, it's not the same thing, but you get the point. So thanks to them for supporting me. One announcement which I really wanted to share yesterday, but I decided to mention it today, is that weekly.tf is a newsletter which I publish every Wednesday. Well, for some it's Wednesday, for someone it's probably already Thursday, but we have reached 500 subscribers. So it took about 3 months, I guess, maybe 4 months. No, it was end of May. So May, June, and July was off. So 3 months. Yeah, so it was less than 3 months actually to reach 500 members, and we definitely gonna to have more people. So if you want to stay tuned with what's going on in Terraform community, just drop your email on weekly.tf and you should be good. And one other thing which I was recently, let me see, does it work? No, it doesn't work. Oh, no, it works. Actually, if you go to Twitter account of weekly.tf, there is a box newsletter where you can just click immediately start reading, and you will be forwarded to this one, but you can also subscribe to that one. So just go to weekly_tf on Twitter, and it's much easier to subscribe there. Okay, let's go to other thing. So about a week ago, I asked the community, and as you can see, it got some views, and more than 120 people upvoted this thing. Is that there are a lot of projects which I have started, but I don't have time for that. So I'm looking for companies who want to put their name as supporter or a sponsor for some of those projects. And in particular, I was looking for pre-commit-terraform project, and I'm really glad that 2 companies they have already volunteered, and I will talk about them in upcoming weeks as we progress the development. From the user's point of view, what is really cool is that there were more than 36 issues by yesterday, and now there are few people going on into different issues, pull requests, and we collectively figure out what has to be fixed, how we have to do it, and so on. So this stuff is going to be improved. So if you rely on pre-commit-terraform, it's probably good news for you that this project will not be abandoned. And anyway, it will not be abandoned because it's already in use in many of my projects, and I heavily rely on it myself. so I'm not gonna to drop it so fast and so easily. But nevertheless, thanks to companies like Infracost. Infracost is the first company who volunteered to support it, and I'm really glad that they are on board, because they're doing great stuff, and the integration which we will implement between pre-commit-terraform and Infracost in the future will be pretty kick-ass. So, well, I don't know how exactly to implement it yet, but I think we'll figure out. So Infracost is company, as you may have known by now already. It's a company which or tool which tell you how much your cloud infrastructure will cost, and it can tell you like this in pull request, as well as in many different ways. I have been doing this tool review in one of my previous series. I think it was about June, yeah, around June, and well, something is beeping, but I don't know what is it. Anyway, oh yeah, someone sent me a message. Okay, so oh well, there was a message into the group, so maybe it's important stuff. Anyway, check out is a video link I can follow. Yeah, that's a pretty good question. So if you go to LinkedIn, you need to make sure that you are actually that you have, how to say, that you, maybe this is a link. No, this is not the link. Anyway, you have to join it, and then when you join it, then you will have notification when event starts. So for now, I will just copy this link, and hopefully people will be able, yeah, exactly. So thank you very much, Vladimir, for sending it. That's exactly what I was about to do. So LinkedIn is a little bit rough platform. I still have no clue how it works, and if it says online, where exactly online? I mean, online is pretty big. Anyway, let's move on to this cloud cost thing. So Infracost is also hiring people, and if you want to continue kind of helping them to build a pretty cool project or product, you can click on this link somewhere here, and they are looking for all kind of positions in software engineering, as far as I can tell. Yesterday I looked into the project, which not project again, but utility, I would say, where you can host the pricing data yourself on your local instance or local machine, or in your own kind of account. So it is quite easy to set up, and you just have to follow these procedures. And then what I was doing, I ran Docker Compose and follow these easy steps, and then I was able to use Infracost, but instead of talking to kind of the remote or official instance, I was talking to localhost. And the reason why I was doing this in first place is there are two reasons. First reason is that I want to be able to do this much faster. So it saved easily 50% of just network latency on my very rough test case. And yeah, and also I want to maybe in the future to implement a Terraform cost estimation. So whenever you put something here, this is your JSON payload or something else, I want to use Infracost instead of asking pricing data every time myself. But again, it's a little bit early to say, and you can take a look into this project. It's quite easy to get started. If there are questions, always open issues like I did. Okay, let's move on. So if you want to support me, and really open for the support, yesterday I discovered a term which is called internet begging, where you beg people for money and say like, hey, please support me. But instead I'm trying to do this in more straightforward way. So you actually see what I do. right? You see some projects, you see some materials which I produce pretty much every week, and that's the way how people can support me. If you are representing big company where you want kind of to have some consultancy, or you want to improve your Terraform knowledge in general, again, please reach out to me or betterjob.com. So I'm not gonna I also decided to not say pretty much on every video, remember to subscribe, like and share and whatever, because I personally hate when people say this in their videos. So that's it. Just support in traditional way. It's fine. Okay, and the last thing which people definitely need to know is, well, where to even start? Terraform AWS Modules. We were supported by few people, right? I was doing it for 3 or 4 years now. I don't remember. And no, 4 or 5. Well, anyway, a long time ago. And there were also a few other people who supported me, not me, but supported Terraform AWS Modules, and they were really helpful and answering issues and answering comments, and all this stuff was absolutely impressive, and I really thank all of them for doing that. But as you probably understand, we all have work, and some people want to change work and don't want to continue by many different reasons. I obviously am not going to discuss any of those right now. And we have some situations with one module in particular, which is EKS. I'm really thankful to Tierna, who is doing all the support there, but we probably need to have a little bit more maintenance help from the community, and that's exactly what we're going to discuss on 24th of August. So if you want to be part of Terraform AWS Modules, and you want to understand how we are doing it, why we are doing it, and maybe discuss some of improvements in release process, Terraform docs integrations, and a few other things which we had in mind. But just now it's time for us to get together and discuss those issues together. And again, it's going to be public and recorded. So if you miss this one right now, it's, I mean, on 24th, it's okay. You can still watch it afterwards. But EKS module is definitely the biggest project right now, and a lot of people are heavily relying on it, including some of my customers. But I don't use EKS so much myself, so I cannot simply jump on board and say, okay, there are 30 other modules, and one of which will be EKS. It's a little bit too complicated for me to do right now. I don't have so much knowledge and time to learn that stuff. Nevertheless, feel free to join this and share with your network if you are using some of this stuff and you want to be aware about when certain things will be implemented or what are we working on. So that's it. And for those who are, well, I see that more and more people are joining this. So I think there are some people already who are using TerraGrant, right? So TerraGrant is well known. And as of 2 days ago, well, yeah, time flies, really. It happens just 2 days ago, but there were already so much drama about all this. So let me share some of the interesting things. Finally, we are able to point inside of Terraform sources. Where is it? Maybe I can share somewhere here. So we can write something like this. So Terraform source, and then point TFR, Terraform Registry, and then 3 slashes, not 2 slashes, it's important. And then name of the organization, and then name of the module, provider. So pretty much the same stuff as we get used to when we use Terraform, right? So this is now supported inside of Terraform, inside of TerraGrant. This works well inside of TerraGrant. Obviously, all tools where this is kind of not implemented. For example, Dependabot, or any of your shell script where you previously did git clone of this one. Now you have to do some magic, but Dependabot doesn't know how to handle this short notations, for example, and so on. So what I'm saying is that this thing has been added, and it's going to be really useful for many situations. But as always, there are interesting cases where, well, we go to another issue, where this change triggered some very interesting discussion, which is about Terraform Google modules. Well, I guess similar discussion and similar situation could have happened with other Terraform modules. I looked into this issue, and the issue itself is sensitive outputs preventing Terraform Registry modules from being applied. If you've been using TerraGrant, you probably would never see this issue yourself, because, well, I don't know how TerraGrant is related to this issue myself. I looked into other issues linked here, and I didn't find anything so strange or so wrong. So for me, this module looks like normal module, and it could have been applied quite easily. Though the reason why I'm pointing to this specific issue is that the issue here was related to different types of modules. And the discussion is quite long, but it took, well, about a day overall to exchange all of these messages back and forth between developers of TerraGrant, Morgan Tepel, who is main developer from Google. He's developing Terraform Google modules, as well as active users of TerraGrant, and myself as a representative of Terraform AWS Modules. So what we found, first of all, is that when people say module, you always have to clarify what kind of module are we talking about. And Jim mentioned just module and root module, but it turned out that there are more than that. There are also, you can read all of this discussion, of course, and maybe you will find something useful for yourself. But Morgante introduced another word, which is root module, public module, and private module. And we can go back and forth in all of these terms. The point is that you always have to, like one of the things which I like to agree, and that's probably the most important thing in all discussion, and I completely agree with Lauren on that one, that any module where Terraform init, Terraform apply does not work is pretty badly broken, and that's not TerraGrant problem. That's all what I want to say. If you write your code and you say, okay, this is module, but your module is actually requiring some other things like code generation or extra customization or extra parameters being passed on all this stuff, sorry, but this is just wrong. It has to be improved on the module side, and it's not enough to blame just a tool like TerraGrant. So yeah, that discussion was pretty interesting between two of them. Not much what I can share. I mean, well, they just two adults talking about Terraform. Well, I can just take popcorn and watch. No need for us to go through that now. Okay, hopefully it made you aware about this new addition, which is Terraform registry notation inside of this one. So what other tools are not working? For example, is Atlantis is not working, and maybe something else. No, sorry, not Atlantis. Atlantis config. Atlantis config. No, Atlantis. No, TerraGrant config. TerraGrant config, right? TerraGrant config. Which one is it? Well, I don't see it now. But anyway, the tool is called TerraGrant config. So let's do something useful. Who wants to do something useful? Cool, I see more and more people join, or the counter which stays in front of me is just broken because it's always increasing. I don't know why, but it's good to see that more people join. So we are 22 minutes in today's episode, and let's do something useful. Well, what I have useful for today, as I said, it's mostly about Lambda, but I'm totally open if you have other proposal or any questions actually about anything what I do is much more appreciated than me trying to fix something and hopefully fixing it at the end. Last week I recorded a similar episode where I was fixing something, and actually after the stream I completed it, but it's usually the last bit which is more complicated. And I think I spent, I can be mistaken, but I think I spent about 2 hours on fixing something what I planned to spend just a few minutes. So that's sometimes how complicated the thing is. I just don't know how much will it take. So let's start with this one and see how it goes. So Pavel, I guess from Poland, add topic parameter for Lambda event source. Okay, that's pretty straightforward, but it's tightly connected to the one which I have. Okay, so extremely simple thing. Again, let's look into Lambda event source mapping. I have this thing here, Lambda event source mapping queues. It wasn't 43, but topic, where is topic? Topics, here is it. So topics were introduced in 3.28. Okay, so if I look into what kind of version requirements do we have now? Well, who wrote this long README? Ask him to write less next time. Okay, good. So 335. So 335 means okay. Good. So what I'm probably asking him here, add support for other parameters introduced in this release. Well, that's common sense. I don't know why I said 43. But, well, maybe I was right. Most important thing is show how this is supposed to be used to confirm that this works as expected. And MSK, I hardly even understand how what this 3-letter means. What is it? MSK. MQ, yes, but what is MSK? Oh, right. Apache Kafka, not MSK. Managed streaming Kafka, probably short form. Okay, so how to make this? For that one, I need to make cluster. I need to introduce topics. Okay, so pretty much this example I need to repeat. Okay. Oh, well, no, it's actually more complicated because Kafka can be self-managed. Then I need to provide more things like this. MSK and self-managed Kafka. And there is also ActiveMQ, which support this source access configuration. So I'm a little bit skeptical, to be honest, to go into learning what is MSK during this stream because it will just take a little bit more time. But just for this one, I want to see what is. I really hate this search. You type something meaningful, and now you are left with this. Well, MSK cluster. Again, where is MSK cluster? Here is it. So how to create MSK cluster? Well, you need to create all of this. Well, that's a lot. I mean, that's a lot for example. Then you need to create this one. You need to create broker. Well, that's a lot of things, and like on network level, to care about. Then you need to make key and other thing. Well, that's a lot. That's definitely a lot, for example, to put into. So how to solve this differently? Let's see. Let's see what else I can do. So to make this MSK cluster, do I really need all these resources? Probably I need, because I don't have any MSK cluster available. So let's see. No, this one. Let's do something simple first. So feature, add topics, parameters, support for Lambda event source. Yeah, that's what I say, is when you ask people to actually put some example or think about how this is supposed to be used, that's where a lot of energy is usually wasted. I mean, not wasted if you know what you're doing, but I don't know what is MSK in detail, so I will spend a lot of time. So I'll just take a look one more time if there is something what I can do now or not. Let me think. So to update this example, if I go to Lambda MSK, I need to provide event source IRN as well as topic. MSK starting position support topic. Well, I can see that I can just add topics, what he is doing, and that's probably what I'm gonna to leave for now, because I simply don't feel comfortable learning MSK. So okay, what else is needed in that pull request? Well, that's it. You see, Pavel, it's easy. If you're lazy, then it's easy, and you just merge this pull request, and that's how it is. So now let's see another experiment which I made earlier today, which is related to the Lambda, to the release process. Well, it's a small thing, but still. So I run git release, and here it says that it's gonna to do this. It's okay. So making change log, pushing all this stuff, making tag, pushing it, and ta-da! This new edition, which I just made a couple hours ago, was about making this as a proper release. So what it means is that people can now click on watch custom releases, and they should receive an email that Anton Babenko just released this. Well, that's a really small addition which we will improve when we introduce another thing called, sorry, I'm not showing the right window. So releases on GitHub, you can now click on custom releases and subscribe to that one. Okay, so that's it. Let's go to another issue. Just say thanks. And actually this link is now pointing to release. Yes, good. Okay. So this was add topics. Let's delete this one. Okay, let's take a look into this one. Yeah, this one is pretty interesting and really critical for many people. So I probably will spend the rest of the time just looking into it because it's really big. Okay, just 1 second. Oh, well. Just 1 second, there is something wrong. Well, okay, so what is this problem about? Lambda function is, or Lambda module can be used to do pretty much everything related to Lambda functions, like building, packaging, deploying, updating, and many other things related to that. When people are deploying it from new location, let's say from GitHub Actions where you don't share anything, you will end up with a situation where new hash is produced every time. This is because, and I need to double check it, is because different metadata is used in each phase. Because when you plan, it's one metadata, then when you apply it, it's another metadata. And one of the reasons for that is when you run it in a pipeline, the information which is used for plan, no, where is it? Yeah, information which is used for plan end up in one, where is this hash? Well, it's part of the file name anyway. And when you apply it, then it says, oh, something has changed and I don't know what to do, and it just failed. So Terraform failed. The solution which I think someone in another issue proposed is, so one of the fix which people have to do is they have to change modification time of every file to a fixed point after checking out. So this way we'll be producing the same hash every time and everything will be fine. But I understand that this is not very ideal for some people. So let's look into probably this one fix. So the fix which Anoshi is proposing, ignore changes to source cache. Right, so again, this is important to understand that we cannot use something like ignore changes or anything like that. So that's why he introduced another variable which is ignore source code hash equal true, and then if this is true, then source code hash is not even monitored or observed, and then everything is fine. Looks good. Looks good in general. I need to execute this code and see if it really does what it does. I see when I see comments like we have tested it and it works as expected, it really helps me to understand that at least some people tried it and they confirm that it works. So it means that if I see, like, I don't know, syntax error immediately, then it means that these people either lying or something wrong. It's very seldom when people say that it works and then I see syntax error, but sometimes it happens because we can just assume that everything will work, but it's not working. Okie dokie, so let's look into 175. So GitHub PR 175. Cool. So 175 brought us this thing. And once more, what I will have to update and finish in this pull request is example. Because without example, well, you know. So let's look into example immediately. Which one makes sense to touch? Probably make another one inside of complete. Well, complete is already so big. I remember I had simple as a playground. Maybe I make something here. No, simple is not build package, maybe where I do a bunch of things with building. Well, that's not enough because it's just for building. So it should be something with deploy, maybe deploy Lambda function hash extra. No, this is for submodule deploy. No, that's not. Okay, I will look into simple, and somewhere here I need to just make good case and a bunch of different things here which I don't need. And by the way, runtime Python 3.9 is now supported in Lambda, so if you want to know or if you want to use it. Okay, so there was change in documentation, I guess, and it was ignore. Right, cool. So I probably need to just copy this stuff. Local existing package. Let's see. Well, this is a little bit tricky. If I do this, let's say if I use this example, so function handler create package false using path which is somewhere inside of fixtures, and then Python 3.8 zip existing package. Right, this is good. Should be good. Many different ways to build it, but we don't need it right now. Okay, so no need to use Lambda at edge or any other cool things. Publish, well, it's not related, I guess. Okay, so what I want to run now, I go to examples, simple dimple. If it's not related, I should call it maybe not simple, but simple dimple, and another one called popit. Why not? Git status, yes, only one file. Upgrade true. Okay, so what I'm gonna to be able to see right now, I want to run Terraform apply. And what else is inside of? No, where is it? What was it? Extra, hash extra. Right, so hash extra is another argument which can be specified to make sure that this function is producing unique hash. Okay, well, this is for later. So let's take a look what's going to be used here. Random policies. So Lambda function is going to use this file. That's it. Right, source code hash is unknown. Well, okay. Not really helpful for me right now, but okay. Let's run this one. So I want to see where hash extra is also used. Hash extra is specified inside of so that's going to be an argument. Okay, so hash extra is not used at all because we disable create package, right? Exactly. So I should be able to deploy exactly the same function with exactly the same source one more time without specifying hash extra. Let's see, simple 2 or simple, right? Okay. Well, again, nothing special here. Cool. So yeah, this is no-brainer. It works. I'm quite happy that I don't need to play with hash extra because it's not for that. Okay, so what else can be challenging here? So what if I now rename the file? It should be no problem, right? Well, if I rename the file, it should be no problems, I guess. Refactor, copy, existing package, copy. Right, so content has not changed and it says ignore, so it should be good. No changes has to be done. Is this all? Well, no, that's not all. Okay, is this expected? Well, probably it is expected. So the or not. So file name is used. Because yeah. Okay, so file name is new. That's it. If I run this now, it should be good because the content of the file itself has not changed. And so that's why. File name sha. What if I now change this one to point to this one and this one to false? Right, exactly the same thing happened because this file is already built. So why do I have to do this now? I mean, create package was disabled, so nothing will change this file. I mean, only file name will be different. I'm a bit lost again. So let's read what this guy was describing. So ignores changes to the source code hash of the Lambda function code to maintain and idempotent Terraform build in case where the application code deployment is managed by external pipeline party. Because of lifecycle ignore changes list cannot be dynamically generated, this update simply sets the Lambda function's optional argument to null. If the new variables is set to true, well, one more time. So imagine that this archive was produced by someone before. So what he has to do, and let's revert this code back. Right. So this is how it was. Okay. Well, no changes. Okay, let's do the following. So maybe now we want to deploy this stuff. Okay, let's copy. It works. No. Well, it looks like it will work. So I don't know why. No, I don't understand why the source code hash was making a problem for anyone if you build it once and you disable packaging in the module itself. Am I missing something strange? No. Let's see if I have another zip archive, okay, completely new. So I want to deploy this zip. I will copy it just to the same folder. So I want to deploy this zip. I'm not gonna to create it. There is no ignore source code hash used anywhere because I remove it. So, well, it should be fine. I am quite sure that I even have this example somewhere before. Let me find example main. Probably it's in deploy. Now this is gonna to build it. No. Well, maybe it's inside of complete. It should be somewhere here. Zip. Right, exactly. Lambda function for each. So what's the problem? There is an example. Create package false, local existing package. I'm not sure I understand what was this pull request even doing. Probably need to ask. Does anyone have any idea what was it? So here, Lambda function, example, code is there. If I change content of this file, then it will simply trigger another one. Okay, let's see. Fixtures. Okay, so this one is different. This one is small. So let's. This should be good case as well. Okay, let's try to do the following. So I want to deploy one file first and then see if I can redeploy another one, right? So if I say this file, then I apply it. Let me look into the code here. Local file name is null. Well, it's not null, and file exists, and it was not missing. Then calculate this thing from it and use it. Cool. As you can see, it's respecting the file name as well as source code hash. Cool. Now, if I will try to redeploy, let's say another file, right? It's just another file, different content, so obviously it has to be different different hash, source code hash, right? So different source code hash as well as different file name. Good. So it will just update it. That's it. Well, I'm a bit lost what was actually the problem, plus the solution, plus what other people say that this thing worked for them. So let's see, what is this? What can be? I don't understand. No. Okay. What if we don't change the file name? Because I see that he has dummy lambda zip. And what if we want to use the same file name but we change content of it? Okay. Let's see. Okay, so I have existing package. Or let me just deploy this one because it's long and ugly. So I'm going to deploy this one and then I will rename it. Okay. Right, so different source hash, applying, cool. And now I'm going to make another file but with the same file name. Okay, so this one, this one I will just say old, and the new one I will give this long name. Okay, so now if I run, then only source code hash has changed. And again, it should trigger an update. So as you can see, only source code hash changed. File name itself has not changed. So yes. And well, it should work. Okay, I will probably have to write a comment to this guy and ask what exactly he was trying to do, because for me it seems logical, and I believe I use this in some of my pipelines as well, so I'm not quite sure what is the problem here. Okay, I think that's it for now on this issue. Let me take a look on another issues, because this one is related to this one where content was different. This guy, I really like when people put so much detailed, like what they were trying to do. A lot of keywords here, like GitHub Actions, CI/CD, which gives a lot of information for me as a developer to understand what can be the potential reason for that behavior, and as well as the reproduction steps. And I use in workspaces. God no, that's good. So yeah, that's okay. Well, I think this is related, so I will answer that and connect to this one. Okay, on this one, I think that's it. There is no much point to discuss this over and over. Let me go to another one. I believe this one is even connected to those two. Yeah, exactly. So the question here, no need to set e tag on S3 bucket object, as file name is already a hash of the content. Yes, it is, but the content of the file, the file name can be the same. The source code hash can change, and source code hash is e tag. Well, it's similar. So that's why there is a need to have e tag on S3 bucket object all the time, and exactly that's if file exists, then use it, else null. That's it. So I don't think this pull request is needed because it's actually in use. But when building package for several workspaces, MD5 always changes. Well, that's exactly the same thing. Okay, I think that's it for now. Thank you very much everyone who attended, and let's see you on Tuesday. On Tuesday, as I said, we'll be talking about different Terraform AWS modules, management things related to EKS, some Terraform docs, release process, and so on. So if you want to know more, join that. Thank you. Bye.